We're gonna move on to our last subject, and I'm gonna share my screen for this one. Your girl, well, not your girl. I ain't gonna do you like that, but I guess she's a comedian, influencer, social media person. B Simone.
B
The whole,
Simone is not a comedian. Is B Simone a comedian?
I don't know. She was on Wild and Out. I don't know.
Oh no, she ain't.
No, well, yeah, well, she when your boy Andrew Gillum did his little, him and Diddy had that concert here at FAMU when the Wild and Out. She was one of the comedians, I believe.
She's a comedian. Go
Yeah.
shit. No shit.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Supposed to be an author. She plagiarized the book.
Yeah, I know
Whatever.
she plagiarized. I meant she wrote a book.
She plagiarized because she got called out on it. But so the internet is on her head again for her running her damn mouth again and getting in her feelings. So for those who don't know what is going on, I'm gonna let the video play, and then after that, we're gonna give our thoughts about being stupid.
More important, the fact that Martin Luther King is the man that fought for freedom, or the fact that he was cheating on his wife?
Jesus. I'm gonna give you this example. He's a great father. He's a great businessman. He's a great CEO. He's an entrepreneur. He's such a boss. He's a boss. Look at that man. He's a boss. He's a great father. Look at him, that strong black man.
Look at him being at his kid's game.
But you're cheating on your wife. You're not a good husband. But he's great in all these other aspects. How are you a great leader, a great CEO, a great black man? You're not great. You're not great. God, you're not. That is triggering.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm a good dad. You're not a good dad because you don't respect me. How the fuck you showing these kids you a good father and you don't respect their mother? You're not a great dad, my nigga. You're an okay human.
Someone being a good person to you means they're a good person to you. Someone being a good person to everyone means that they are a good person.
So that same thing applies to what she was saying. Her opinion of him not being a good man is to her, right? That go both ways, don't it?
Yeah, sound like it. Makes sense to me.
So the internet folk I love the internet investigators. Everybody brought up all her business because she's talking about it's triggering when she said that. All right, so who the dude you mad at? Who the dude you mad at?
That's
So
what I was thinking too.
A lot of people was like she was chasing after the baby and all these other losers and cat. But let's just get into what she's talking about though, because she's basically saying, in her opinion, because Dr. Martin Luther King of the reports of him cheating on his wife or having extramarital affairs, because that happened, he's not a good man or a good father, and he's not a good leader. But damn, B Simone. I didn't know you could come in and just reset the landscape like that with your opinions and your finger waves in 2022.
That's what it mean to be an influencer. And don't forget, she clapped twice.
Yeah. And she said my nigga too.
Yeah, she clapped.
It's so
twice,
triggering.
my nigga. That's the landscape change password right there.
So basically, if a man has extramarital affairs, he's not a good man anymore, according to her. That invalidates everything else about his qualities and everything else about him. That makes him not a good man.
It's not even extramarital affairs. If a man doesn't respect the mother of his children, and everything else he does is invalid.
So that means Jada Pinkett is a horrible person, right?
Well, I mean, just based on the logic she presented, right? Like, if you're not a good husband, then you can't be a good father, right?
You're not a good leader.
And you can't be a good leader. And you can't be a good person in the community.
Right.
So that means, the same rules have to apply everywhere. So I guess you're right. Jada Pinkett is a horrible mother.
A horrible person.
A horrible person
wife
in general that is never, she hasn't really contributed anything to society.
So because I think women cheat at about a 4% rate less than men. So
which I'm gonna say this every time you say that. Those are self-reported studies.
Right.
So they're probably equal because women lie on the low and men lie on the high.
Right. So there's so many men and women out here who are just trash ass people because of infidelity.
Yeah, according to the logic she's presenting. I mean, look, Afeni Shakur
Yeah, let's
and
talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Afeni Shakur and Tupac's dad. Well, I'm sorry, the man she was married to when she was pregnant with Tupac. They divorced. Both of them were leaders in the Black Panther Party. They divorced because it got out that he was not the biological father of Tupac. So,
He ain't found out till he was 24.
so she cheated. She was not a good wife. Does that invalidate all of the things she did? Does that make her a horrible person?
Him not finding out who his real father was until he was 24, does that make her a horrible mother?
Well, she's already a horrible wife,
According to B. Simone.
according to B. Simone. Right. According to B. Simone, she's already a horrible wife.
Right.
So
Right.
she doesn't have to be horrible at anything else because she was a horrible wife. That makes her a horrible person. Period.
Right.
O'Shea Duke Jackson did his thing about Maya Angelou, who was married 3 times to 3 different
Oh,
white
right.
people,
Right.
but she was this pillar of pro-blackness.
Right. Right.
Does that invalidate everything that she did? And we could go down the list
And what
because
and her significance and impact was greatly lesser than you can't even put Maya Angelou and Dr. King in the same sentences as far as contributions. You can't.
but the funny thing is you can go down the list. When we talk about Frederick Douglass, there's always somebody that's going to say his second wife was white. So that takes away from him. There'll be when you talk about Choke Diop, his wife
Yeah,
was
chink.
white.
Right. But
When you
it's
talk
but it's always a pass for black women specifically. It's always a pass for them.
right, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. Black man after black man after black man, no matter what they do, their wife was white, so they don't get a pass. Meanwhile, black women who date and marry interracially at the second highest clip of any demographic in America, second only to black men. I know that like let's not excuse y'all are right behind us. You're number 2 on the list.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, Ketanji Brown Jackson, Maya Angelou. List for list for list. Eve. Black women are celebrated.
Rihanna before she pulled Travis Scott off the shelf.
They're celebrated. And so I know we've kind of jumped into talking about
No,
interracial relationships
but
versus
it still
adultery.
remains the same because all of these women cannot be. You can add all these women together, and they can still not be mentioned in the same sentence as Dr. King as far as impact.
Well, and see, the reason that I think Afeni Shakur is so relevant
Because of Tupac.
is because, well, I'm not talking about her cultural relevance. I'm talking about her relevance in comparison to Dr. King is because
Oh yeah, yeah,
she
yeah,
cheated
yeah,
on her husband.
yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
at the very least, she lied to her husband about
Who the baby was?
conception. Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the same. Kind of.
I mean, but
Unless
it's
she
in there.
did cheat on her husband, in which
But
case it's exactly the same.
but we're talking about she's talking about lies, deception, scandal, all these things behind closed doors that have come to light. And because so my thing is because it sounded like to me she was saying, okay, well, we throw him away. That's what it sounded like to me. We throw Dr. King away. We cannot revere Dr. King the same way we would have in the past because of his infidelity. So does that mean everything that comes with Dr. King, do we throw that away as well? Because if we throw that away, then B. Simone, you have no voice anymore.
Well, I'm sure she would say, no, we just
Of
stop
course.
talking about him like he's a hero.
No, we
And
can't. You cannot stop talking about him as a hero while benefiting from the work that he's done. No, you cannot do that.
I'm sure that's what they would say.
Nah, if you're gonna throw him away, you got to throw everything away, and we got to reset this bitch, prior to 1968, and that's how we got to live. So all the freedoms and the stuff that black people had prior to 1968, we go back to that because B. Simone said Dr. King was not a great leader, and it sounded like to me she was saying we need to throw him away and stop, like you say, stop revering him as that leader. So let's not try to benefit from the things that came from him.
But my question would be to her, okay, so who should we revere? Who? You know what I'm saying? Who makes
You
the cut?
should we revere her? You stole somebody's book. You plagiarized somebody's book.
And are we gonna? I don't know B. Simone's history, but has she ever cheated on anybody?
We don't know if she has, if she's ever cheated on somebody, if she's ever did any type, if she's ever did any type of thing wrong, any deception and lies and the stuff that in a relationship, baby, you just disqualified yourself from speaking on this at all. And then that means we gonna have to throw you away and everything that comes with you, which not gonna be much. We ain't gonna really miss much.
And so I want to say I'm all for open discussion about our historical figures because I do think we need open discussion.
Yeah.
But open discussion and disrespect are two different things. You don't like anybody saying we need to throw Martin Luther King away or saying he was not a good person or a good human being or a good leader
It's
or a good
bullshit.
anything like that. Because like you can, in fact, contrary to what they said, be a great father and a horrible husband. You can do that. There are plenty of women that are great mothers, horrible wives.
But who
It's
says cheating
possible.
makes you? How does cheating on your wife make you a bad husband?
Well,
Let's
I'll
talk
give them
about it.
that. Cheating on your wife makes you a bad husband because
Uh,
you violated the sanctity of the marriage, the commitment, and you disrespected your wife. I'll give them that.
But how if you're how do you have a bigger problem than somebody's wife though? Did
Well,
his
not
wife
yeah,
did
yeah.
his wife say he was a bad husband? Because B. Simone's opinion does not trump Coretta Scott King's opinion.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
And that's my thing. Who the hell are you? And you got finger waves in 2022. You wearing finger waves.
Well, I ain't get into her hair or
I
her
am.
looks,
Because she
but
done some dumb shit. She deserved all the roasting her dumb ass get.
no. But I mean, I hear what you're saying though. If Coretta Scott King never said that he was a bad husband, who are we to say that he was a bad
Because
husband?
because it's
All
like
we can say is he was unfaithful.
you can't put your values and your ideas and things into other people and other cultures and all these things here, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. According to our culture, somebody's you're a horrible person for having 30 children. But in another culture, another place, if this man, wife, and the children he over here, if everything is all good, because you're not used to it, because it don't sound right to you, don't make it wrong.
Well, and my thing is we don't because my thing with that is okay, if we want to say he slept with a lot of women, fine. But we don't know how Coretta felt about it. Hell, for all we know, he was in a sexless marriage, and she was just like, "Man, while you out there, just take care of what you taking care
We
of."
don't we don't know if they had agreements or nothing like that. We don't know.
So that's where I'm like, all right. So I can see people saying Martin Luther King had sex. He had sex with women he wasn't married to, or he had extramarital sex.
But
Cool, but that's kind of where it has to stop, unless you know the specifics of the situation. But even still, that goes back to my other point. Just because, even if we do want to say, okay, he was a horrible husband, it does not mean that he's a bad father or a bad leader of his people. I mean, by her logic, all these ain't shit women that are ain't shit women
who
are
get
also
past?
horrible people.
What about all these ain't shit mothers out here that everybody keep overlooking and keep giving passes to who keep
Right,
producing these wild ass children that they can't control?
right.
But we keep giving them passes. We keep giving them second looks. We got to stop trying to make I hate when we do this. When it comes to a woman, there's always an excuse. There's always grace. There's always these things when it comes to women, especially from other women. They overlook so much when it comes from women. And the excuse is women have been through so much. Niggas, so have men. Men go through more than women.
in certain
Men,
regards.
men, men have greater disparities in this country than women do. Look it up if you don't believe me. Look it up.
Yeah.
You guys just I'm not saying that women don't go through disparities, and I'm not saying the women disparities aren't as far as impact on this equal, but we're talking about the amount of disparities that men and women face, the amount of danger, the amount of harm, the amount of things that could take our life on a regular basis that men and women face. Men face greatly more harm and danger in our daily lives than women do. We face more stress and all these things here. So let's stop with this. That's why more men are killing themselves than women. Let's stop this.
Well, and to me, that's another conversation. I think it's related, but it's kind of a separate conversation because I would want time to really dig into that conversation and dissect it. Otherwise, you run the risk of people misquoting, misunderstanding, but I'm not even talking to B Simone because B Simone ain't gonna never see this, and even if she does, she probably don't care. I'm talking to all of the people that listen to B Simone and that ideology that she presents, which is why again we're bringing up the men women dynamic because I understand B Simone never mentioned women. This clip was about Martin Luther King, but culture and society in general vilifies men for cheating, but not women. And that's where the conversation goes for me. Why is Martin like that's the only thing people really say about Martin Luther King? People talk more about that than they do about him working with the FBI.
Yeah.
You think him working with the government would be something that people would really come out against? Nah, they cool
No.
with that.
Yeah. They no. It's see. I told you them niggas wasn't shit. That's basically what she was saying. See,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
even Dr. King, one of them niggas who ain't shit. That's basically what she's saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah. But you know what? She ain't shit either. So
I mean, look, man. I just don't want none of our listeners to get it fucked up. All right. Look, don't be out here listening to these comedians. Malcolm X, what did Malcolm X tell us about celebrities and compromised people and ignorant people?
what? But I'm still struggling with B Simone as a comedian because even on Wild and Out, she ain't funny.
I know. I know.
Was she funny during her set? Well, I guess you ain't see it.
And you ain't hear me say nothing about it. I don't even remember it. I don't think I remember is she was the girl running around talking about she looking for a boyfriend and never got a boyfriend.
Oh, so so that's what she triggered from, huh?
I mean, hey man, nobody tell you to choose the dudes you chose. These women to tell you, yeah, I made bad decisions, and we'll continue to make the bad decision. We have a great decision right in their face. Don't choose it. Choose the bad decision. You deserve
That's
what you get.
that's like the TikTok, bro. We might have to have a TikTok
Do a little
review
reaction to
episode
yeah.
of react. Yeah, but that's like the TikTok of the girl talking about. I chose three ain't shit men. What you want me to pick a fourth one?
No,
And then in the next video that I saw, she was talking about how she be emotional when her baby daddy get girlfriends. So he ain't shit, but you still get mad and get emotional when a dude ain't shit hook up with somebody else instead of being with you. That's brain damage, bro.
it is. It is. It is, bruh. But and it's like they want you to have grace for the dumb shit that they do. They want pity. They want people to overlook these things. They want excuses. And it's just like, yeah, and I was young. I was young. You're not how, stop telling me at 18 you don't know how babies are made. Stop telling me at 21 you're not old enough to understand that if a dude put a raw penis inside of you and ejaculate that you're gonna have. Stop telling me that. Stop telling me that. Stop with the excuses. Women, you all are not gonna. Well, I'm not a simp. So you're not gonna get the graces from over here. We're not simping over here. You're not gonna get that grace. So we're gonna hold you to the carpet the same way we hold everybody else to the carpet. We're gonna give a damn about your feelings about it.